All righty, Tirade Tuesday. Here we go. Let's start off with Steve. He is in Shawnee. Go ahead, Steve. What's your tirade on this Tuesday?
Yeah, I'm just after that interview with Nick Haynes. That's my tirade. You know, honestly, I don't care. I mean, thing is, it is a nonpartisan election that we're going through today. But the thing is it was helpful. I actually received a flyer from the Republicans in the mail, and it did point out the people who were Republican, thus conservative, if I like to say. It made a big difference for me in my voting that I'll be doing later on today.
Okay, so your tirade is you're glad you got a voter guide.
No, my tirade is I can't stand Nick Haynes.
Oh.
I mean, he's a full blown Democrat. I mean, you know, the thing is him and Clinton Lucas and all these guys that come on your radio. I mean, you can buy whoever. It's your radio station, but it's just these people are just, you know, they're just low life, you know.
Wow. All right. Well, you got your tirade off your chest there, Steve. Thank you very much for it. Appreciate it. I would disagree based on knowing these people a little bit better. On Nick Haynes, Quentin Lucas, you know, he knows who he is. He's not shy on that. He still comes on this show, and he's welcomed, and he's always going to be on this show. So as long as he wants to be here, I think it's good to have the mayor of Kansas City on the show. So sorry Steve doesn't agree with that, but that's okay. Paul in Kansas City. What's up, Paul? What's your tirade?
My tirade is Kansas City Week in Review. Why are you not on that show? Mr. Hayes has center-left and MSNBC left pundits on there. I need to see Pete Mundo on there with a little conservative viewpoint on that. So I keep watching, hoping I see you on there.
Well, I was on there. I guess it's probably been a few weeks since I've been on there, is what I would say. Yeah. But you know, whenever I get graciously invited on, I always make sure I clear my calendar as best I can and go on Week in Review on Kansas City PBS. I do my best to make it happen, Paul, when I get invited.
Yeah, we need to have at least somebody center right to balance out the other ones. That's my tirade. So hopefully you'll get back on there.
Yeah, well, once again, they know how to get a hold of me. I'll just say that much. Thank you very much there, Paul. It was a little kooky last week. I did watch it. I was like, okay, there is no balance on this one. But as Nick has said to me before, it's hard for him to find it. And, you know, he does respect my time as well. He's not going to invite me on every week because then I'm going to send him a big old invoice. That's what's going to happen then.
Exactly.
So, you know, he's got to pick and choose his spots.
And I'm not sending my tax dollars to pay for Pete.
No. 913-408-7957. That's how you join us on a Tirade Tuesday on KCMO Talk Radio. We got an open line, 913-408-7957. Let's go to Carl, Independence. Go.
Hi, Pete. I want to talk about something that the press cannot or will not see. Now, you've talked about these new polls that are out, and that the more diverse a state, the more they're tending to be conservative. Well, there's something that's going on in the background that they can't see, and that is for the last 10 years or so, women have been the fastest growing segment of the shooting sports. And the last few years, the number of women of color buying firearms has grown exponentially. Mm-hmm. And to me, that means that the women are seeing a direct threat to their family. And this is serious because women don't take prisoners. The best I can explain that is the poem, Rudyard Kipling's poem, "The female of the species is more deadly than the male." And they're not buying the "we'll come and save you" anymore story.
That is well said there, Carl. Thank you very much on a Tirade Tuesday.
But I got to go vote.
All right. Good luck. Good luck. You are seeing, he is right, though, about that. You are seeing female ownership of firearms increase, and you're seeing it happen, by the way, legally in some of the most dangerous neighborhoods across the country. And there is a reason for that. 913-408-7957 on a Tirade Tuesday. Let's go to John in Independence. What's your tirade, John? Go.
Daylight savings. I am so sick and tired of having to throw our clocks backwards and forwards twice a year. This isn't the 19th century where we have to get our horse-drawn carts to the markets, back when the farmers had to go get all the stuff out of their fields. this is the 21st century. I think it's time we get Congress to do their job and get rid of this abomination.
I love it there, John. Preach, brother. Preach. I love it. So I guess you would stay on this time, right? Or would
Yes, this time would be fine because I don't care about having to have the sun up until 10 o'clock at night in the middle of the summer.
I agree with you there wholeheartedly, by the way. We don't need that. I'm with you 100%. The one thing that people will bring up is, I guess, the school buses.
If we're going to have protests in the streets, it should be over this issue.
Thank you, John. Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, boy. What do we duplicate the Summer of Love back in 2020? Some riots over daylight savings. I think Marco Rubio had tried to do something around stopping the whole daylight saving nonsense. All right. Victor in Parkville, go ahead. Tirade Tuesday. Fire it up.
Hey, how you doing? My tirade is about Hamas and the poor people of Palestine. Before Hamas exploited the air quotes poor Palestinian people, there was Yasser Arafat that murdered the Israeli athletes during the 1972 Summer Olympics. Several years ago, the Palestinian people in Gaza elected Hamas as the leaders of their government. They chose to elect these barbarians knowing who they were and what they stood for. It's in the Hamas charter, the elimination of Israel and all the Jews on the planet. Now, despite the corrupt leaders of Hamas blatantly enriching themselves by confiscating the monies and materials meant for the people of Gaza, the Palestinians sat passively by and did absolutely nothing to rise up against this corruption. And in case you forget, let me remind you that these are the same Palestinians that were dancing in the streets and celebrating on 9/11 when the World Trade Center and the Pentagon were attacked and the towers came down, killing thousands of Americans. And who do you think Hamas recruits from? And finally, the German people elected the Nazi Party and set the world on course towards a catastrophic conflict known as World War II. Welcome to the world of democracy, Palestinians. You are learning another valuable lesson in elections matter.
All right, Victor in Parkville on a Tirade Tuesday. Let's go to JB and Casey. Let it rip, JB.
Hey, I just want to let you know you had your little caller, Larry, the liberal, call in last week and during the tirade, and he wanted to complain about your complaining about the schools and stating that his children or grandchildren were, they were on the honor roll. Well, number one, Larry, we know for a fact that your DNA could not be in those children. Those kids have to be adopted. I'm sorry to say, little Larry.
Okay, then. Thank you, JP. John in Overland Park, what's your tirade? Go ahead, John.
Hey, Pete.
Yeah, John, what's your tirade? I got a minute.
Oh, I got you, boss. Hey, we're both born and raised in
John, what's your tirade?
New Jersey.
Go, John. Just give me a tirade.
Yeah. Well, I got you, man. Why is Chris Christie on that stage tomorrow night? We all know he should be a tank for the Israeli forces. He's a waste of space up on that GOP debate stage, and all he's doing is being a kamikaze against Trump, even though I'm not for Trump. But he needs to be a massive kamikaze against little Mitt Romney up there, Vivek Ramaswamy. So, yeah, Chris Christie needs to go join the tank forces over in Israel and get off that stage.
All right. Thank you very much there, John. There you go. Tirade Tuesday in the books, 8:44 on KCMO Talk Radio. That debate stage tomorrow is still going to be too crowded. It really should be. I mean, Trump should be there. Ron DeSantis, Nikki Haley, call it a day. That's it. That's all we got to hear from Chris Christie, waste of time. Tim Scott, waste of time. Vivek, waste of time. Time for all of them to realize where this thing is going.